My name is Travis Hines. I'm the training facilitator for Elizabethtown Goodwill Opportunity Center. Well, I've had my own experience with a mental health crisis, and upon receiving this job, we went through a training called Mental Health First Aid, and it was very affirming for me because when I went through my crisis, I was not met with the same compassion that you had spoke about in your story. And so that's why I was compelled to reach out to you. Not to put out just gender differences, but I felt like, as a man, it was a little bit harder for me to admit that I needed help. And also culturally, it's an issue. I believe that in my culture, in African American culture, we're not inclined to seek out therapy. It's just not something that we do. We're not used to opening up. We're taught to keep things close to our chest. Understanding that we're also putting ourselves in a very tough spot because we're not able to talk out things, we're not able to vent things. And so it's kind of a self-defeating behavior. I didn't really understand how important it was to receive that help. But once I took that step, thankfully I had people around me that supported me, that encouraged me to do this, so they gave me the courage to do it. And so once I did that, I saw how much I was suffering. And once I started working with a therapist, we were able to come up with a plan to keep me in a positive mindset. She was diagnosed with kidney disease at 8 years old, and she was on dialysis for 1.5 years. So pushing through that traumatic situation, I got through it, but it really cost me. I didn't realize how damaged I was, and when I think the straw that broke my back was when my grandmother passed. It was just one of those things where I was just kind of like, why am I not able to deal with this? I've dealt with grandparents passing before, I've dealt with family members passing before. It was like I was incapacitated. It physically changed, everything. This light didn't look the same. Colors didn't look the same. Once that happened, I realized that this is not normal. I really need to get some help. One of the main things that have helped me is to stay in a positive mindset as much as possible. So I try my best to stay away from negativity, high stress situations. Exercise and living more healthy, it has been a big part of keeping me on track. And also just, self-care in general. Taking the time to take a walk, go to the park. Just keeping me just in a very positive mindset and not, because it's really easy to fall in despair. When you think about the news and the world today, it's really easy to do that. So it's just best to just try to keep my mind on positive things. I just really try to encourage anybody that's willing to listen to me to seek that help, because it's just great to be able to talk to someone impartial. That doesn't have any skin in the game, that doesn't have a dog in the fight, to talk things out with.